fresh. And guess what? That 88 brand new primary schools will take more than 500,000 school children out of the streets. If they now sequence it, they'll likely take more than 1 million children out of the streets and put them in classrooms. Now imagine what 100 billion would have done. So during the protest, they said protesters have stolen the documents of the investigation because they started the corruption case against Gandollar in Kano. Not even the EFCC this time, because his case with the EFCC has been sort of buried, like that of Yeye Bello. So what happened? Gandollar was rewarded with the position of the APC, Egbekebe's national chairman. The dollar man, he became the national chairman of APC. After Tinubu removed Abdullahi Adamu. Remember Abdullahi Adamu? The one that wanted to push the candidacy of Robert Stamp Lawan. The same Lawan. Anyway, Abdullahi got kicked out. Gandollar got rewarded with the chairman so that he can have some immunity. So nobody want to, no federal authority will arrest the national chairman of APC without the approval of Tinubu. So he's been hiding under the wing of Tinubu, the drug lord. So if you look at everyone around Tinubu, 99% of them are criminals with criminal records. And I'm not exaggerating. You just need to take your time and look at them. Okay? I can be listening to them, like giving you their names. And I will be right. I'll give you another name or a few others before we go this evening. That was how Gandollar got. So Gandollar now tried to use the Supreme Court and swing the governorship election they lost in Kano so that they can have himself go get one leg, to put one leg down, and it go just be one-legged man and tell them that APC is still in charge of Kano. So as the chairman of APC, he's got some leverage, but he no get any leverage. And that is why he's been trying from the inside and out. He's been trying so much to prove to Tinubu that it can be very useful. But with this issue of corruption in Kano, story is changing. And from the grapevine, the Babariga mobile banking CEO, the thief, the Barawo of Kano, the Barawo chairman of APC, they won't come out. And they said in the last 3 days alone, 72 hours. I mean, from the people in the know, anyone where Gandollar never called right now, maybe the person is not in Nigeria and the number is not going. When it comes to people, he's been calling to talk to Tinubu because from the grapevine, they said it is going to continue to be a stain. And the only way to kind of ease him out right now is to go and make the thief the Nigeria ambassador to Chad or Morocco. And they said Gandollar has been telling everyone that this is no good though. Now this is where Tinubu want to reward them. That Tinubu want to retire him from politics. See, now my hand with this. And somehow, if they come out to deny it, then you can now take everything I said to you 100%. But for now, all of this you are hearing right now, they are not secrets. You get that? And some may tell you that, no, it's another reason. If there is nothing around it, you will never hear that. Hear it in public like this. Nobody say that thing has any value to you. No, 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 no. Remember, I'm only trying to show you, especially those of you who believe that eh, somehow, the problem of Nigeria is once Nigeria get one good leadership, all these things, there are people who believe that, but you are ignoring something. You have an instituted, crooked, compromised system. And a lot of us agree. Mama, this system is, man, honestly, this Nigeria system, Nigeria is too corrupt. Nigeria is, yeah. Oh. That's an admittance that the system is crooked. Then Mayego is showing you the crooked criminals responsible for that crooked, compromised system. And I'm now showing you how, as you should know, how they have been manipulating and then, and somehow, not just manipulating the system, even manipulating some of you who can easily, just forgive and forget. I think that's the word. Well, no, let's move on. Let's just see people. Do you know? No, let us just pray that Nigeria work. You will ignore the obvious and pretend they don't matter, and then begin to create an imaginary whatever solution or progress, whatever it is in your head. So that is the difference. I am here to show you, as always, that even if you believe that now leadership will fix that contraption, I will continue to show to you how you will never be able to do that. Because the system they have created that prompted you to believe that now one leadership, that system will ensure you will only be dreaming of that one day. I just know, say one day, somebody is going to be the leader of that one day. Is because to you, a good leadership will emerge from a terrible system without destroying that system first. Do you see the confusion you probably you've been entertaining in your mind? I'm not saying that your theory of good government, once Nigeria are able to choose good leader, once they are able to choose good leader, you see everything. That you are ignoring those who have sustained a system that lasted more than 5 decades. And that system continues to give you horrible people. And then you have a chance to see how they are doing it. Something some people actually really relish a lot. There are people who relishes all these guys as they are toying and playing with their lives, right? They kind of like it. See politics. Man, leave politics for Tinubu. See that strategy. See that strategy now. It's a strategy of, they are looking at criminals, beating the law, putting themselves above your laws. And there are people who like them for that. This is a strategy. See brain. My person wey no strong no fit do Nigeria politics. You need to be very strong to do Nigeria politics. You need to be very street smart. But these are crimes and these are criminals perpetuating crimes that they are lobbying your law with so much criminality, and they call them, people say they are like smart. This place is Nigeria, Jare. We are not talking about abroad. For Nigeria, you must be rugged. You must be rugged. You see, people don't agree like Nigeria, you must have strategy. All these people are saying. So they relishes that. That is why on Mayegun's Diary Political, when you jumped away from all of that, and they suddenly begin to fantasize about this, once Nigeria get leadership, one day Nigeria will have leadership. You see, I just know that one day, the moment when you are ignoring why you will never have it, it will remain your dream. So people like us now say, break it up and save lives. You know what that simply means? It says, break up this contraption, break up this arrangement, break up this establishment, And then you suddenly goes into a fix. No, what do you mean? How do you say we break? Come and break it. Come and break it. Eh? Now so una go just sit down, they talk. You become angry. They say break it up, you are angry. Why are you angry? Because you are waiting for good leadership one day. How is that going to happen? Some of you are even hoping that the military will take over. Oh man, only military will fix this country. Do you know how confused you have become? To come to the level and feel like na military. Oh man, only military. See, let me tell you something. Now only military boys can. You have the same military in that same system. All of them are inside that same rotten system that is also that produces your military, produce your police, produce your secret service that cannot capture terrorists. But they can capture you when you are using your WhatsApp to speak your mind. It's the system. It has to go. And if the system has to go, it means all this whole arrangement will have to be broken. Stop getting mad when they say break it up, like say, It is because of a rotten system like this, compromised system like this, that is why they have criminalized free speech, criminalized peaceful assembly, criminalized self-determination, criminalized all the things that makes you human, that makes you express yourself as human being, not zombie. It's that system. If you break it up totally, even the northern Nigeria that they have said they have to depend on Nigeria. If Nigeria break up, the North will suffer. They will realize that they won't suffer. The only people that will suffer if Nigeria break up will be the criminal leaders from northern Nigeria. They will be the one to suffer. There will be no more money to, to fund this fake life. The fake life that makes them feel like they actually have all it takes to imprison over 200 million people. And then you watch them steal everything that could actually still make life a little bit better for you. For how long? For how long? So that is why I am a storyteller. And I am not by any means ashamed to go this route in explaining to you why some of us, if you call them overthinking, have made up our mind. You can wait till eternity for good leadership. Who are those that will elect the good leadership? What system are you going to use to elect good leadership across Nigeria? Which one? Are you going to possibly import that from the Mars or space? So you are ignoring the people that makes the entire system that continue to produce these criminals. You are looking at them and their actions and I am trying to deconstruct your mind from supporting those who are responsible for all of your life problems. They are now using money to marry. They have a policy in Kano. They are marrying off people who have no full education. They have no proper real skill. They say they are saving them from haram and fornication. It became the state policy from the robbing Peter to pay Paul system in Nigeria. They know that Ogata in Yoruba, which is whether the business is selling or is not selling. An employee, your employee will still get paid. You have to pay my salary. Whether they make profit or they make profit. Once month comes to an end, you will pay me. You better sack me, say you don't get money again. Do you get that now? That is exactly the way they are running Nigeria or ruling it. That's how they created a Gandollar. A Gandollar that once actually, proposed for death sentence for those who loot the Nigerian treasury. I'm going to take you back to that. I played that this afternoon just because we are now like in the general assembly. This was Gandollar 19 years ago. Then he went on to loot the supposed education, healthcare, infrastructure, human capital development of people of Kano who are now living in wretched poverty. The one that took over from him is not better. The thieves who are supposed to have been, to have been put on the death row, they are now the ones running Nigeria. This was Gandollar 19 years ago.
And the ICPC Acts allow offenses of corruption and financial crime to be bailable. This situation does not help the fight against corruption, Mr. Chairman. If a suspect standing trial for the offense of corruption is sure of his or her freedom or liberty when arraigned before a court of law, the fear of committing corruption is diminished. Moreover, an accused person standing trial for corrupt offense with his liberty and freedom can adopt every available means to frustrate prosecution of the case. In this respect, Mr. Chairman, I recommend that the offense of corruption and financial crime should be made non-bailable in our courts. The fear of remaining in prison custody during the period of trial in court can serve as deterrent to people that intend to commit offense of corruption. Also, Mr. Chairman, I recommend that high-level embezzlement of public funds and in financial institutions should attract death penalty, as obtained in countries like the People's Republic of China. Intervention number 2, Mr. Chairman. My second intervention is again on the report of the Anti-Corruption Reforms Committee. The committee recommended that you, Mr. Chairman, instead of asking them to pay you something, probably the government has to pay them for inconveniences. Even those who seem to be rich, their riches are affected by multiplier effects that will have legal implications. In my opinion, such investigations may be cumbersome. Authentic records may not be available, and the whole exercise may be bogged down by witch hunting, seemingly creating more problems than it could solve. In this respect, Mr. Chairman, I object to the investigation of the past executives with effect from 1966 as recommended by the Committee on Anti-Corruption Reforms. There are sufficient laws to deal with those having foreign accounts. Intervention number 3. Mr. Chairman, another intervention is on the report of the Committee on Human Rights and Social Security. The report of this committee recommended to the conference for government for the Federation to implement the report of the Human Rights Violation Investigation Commission, popularly known as APUTA panel. I respectively object to the demand that the conference should recommend to the government to implement the APUTA panel. Mr. Chairman, the APUTA panel...
That was Gandollar 19 years ago. 19 years after, he is himself standing trial for not just himself and his wife, standing trial for looting over 200 billion from Kano in 8 years with evidence. That was what they said Tinubu want to use and say, man, we get too much baggage, so people need to send you to Chad. Normally, he is said to be a member of something board of a Lake Chad Basin Committee, something. So he already sort of has some experience about Lake Chad. So they gave him 3 options: Chad, Morocco, abi Tunisia. Which one of them would the Barawo choose? They said the Barawo was like, no, I don't want to choose anything. Tinubu is trying to retire me. Now Tinubu is in Malabo, in Guinea. pretending to be making oil deal. But we know he's not making any oil deal. We all know what a Guinea Conakry is all about. Yeah? Good. When Gandollar was caught stuffing his Babariga with kickback dollars from the awarded bogus contract, it was when Bokwari was there, remember? Then Bokwari went to Kano. The man that was supposed to be fighting corruption, he went to Kano to raise the hand of Gandollar for second term in 2019. Now, he was actually questioned on one of their presidential debates. See, those of you who were like insulting Bokwari, Bokwari is far, 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 far better than Tinubu Kolu. Bokwari used to still sit down and grant interview. This your Kolu, you won't finish him. Put him on a live TV. He won't even debate anybody. I'm not saying that Bokwari is, we all know that Bokwari is not like a clown. But the guy was still there. He will grant interview. He will answer questions. He will be there. Even though if sometimes the questions are and his answer, they are not relative. But if Tinubu no fit face camera, and then you go no say na imbecile, the drug lord. They speak with him in code. And it's only the time that he's available. God knows how many of those a few minutes is available in a day anyway. Yeah, I'm just a few hours. He won't face any interview. Like, yeah. Person where they go use 3 days to record a 10 minutes video. Something that is still going to read. You know what I mean? Like, in case if you didn't pay attention. But Bokwari will still come around and come and do bulaba in a way that it can be annoying, like this one, defending Gandollar in one of their presidential debates. You remember this? About person where they fight corruption, supposed person that's supposed to send everyone to jail for corruption. If they question how they take record Gandollar with that money, which they could not lodge use.
On a podium with him, raising his hand and campaigning with him.
No, I will defend myself on that. I haven't gone to Kano yet.
Right.
I have just gone to Kogi today. In my venue. That clip, somebody brought it me, how the governor of Kano State was receiving dollars and smiling and putting it in his pocket. I don't know the extent of technology used, and I can't understand it. Now, because the State Assembly has taken it, they have gone to court, I decided, not to talk about it. In the court, it's in the State Assembly, so let them as much as possible deal with it. But Kano, this thing has received a lot of publicity, and I hope by the time I go on my campaign for re-election, there will be some answers from the force of the State Assembly in Kano State.
The final question, Mr. President, that I read earlier is to...
The State Assembly, constitutionally, they could have dealt with that. But then again, the matter was taken to court.
Okay, but what are your thoughts about that video? Do you have any personal thoughts? Do you believe that video is fake, or do you believe it is legitimate? He can talk for himself.
As I told you, I have seen the clip. I don't know how much technology was used, but can Ganduje fail to trust somebody to get the money to him? He has to take it directly himself, smiling. I honestly am completely overwhelmed, and the
On a podium.
Did you see that? Pastor Ruga was answering for him, saying Bokwari Bokwari didn't know if that video was real or fake. But Bokwari saw the video. He said he saw the video where he couldn't believe it himself. And guess what he asked again? He said he asked himself, like, Ganduje cannot ask somebody to collect it for him. He's collecting it himself and he's smiling. And he said, man, that one was shocking, though. Which means he saw the video. It's not one video, it's about 5 or 6 videos on different occasions when they go there and go collect. They go again, they go collect, changing Agbada and everything. Oh. Bokwari saw it and he was honest. He was like, man, I saw it, man. But he started asking, I don't know which technology they use. Which technology? Papa, you saw it, Abi, you know, see him. Papa, somebody don't collect, Abi. Why don't you just be honest? That's when you get to know that APC, Egbekegbe, is a den of thieves. By the time Bokwari was done, Nigeria was bankrupt. I mean, you still see that today, don't you? Nigeria became bankrupt. Here is another governor who was a governor under